Starting the stream. Starting the stream, and we're live. Welcome to, I think, our around the 5th streamed session of the Wildlands campaign. More than that, overall, as the party is still delving through this sandy dungeon. So, when last we left off, you folks had gotten yourselves in a bit of trouble over here. Some strange side passage that you used teleporting stones to get into. And also a secret door that led in here. Finding it, unlike the rest of the dungeon, full of undead. And also these dangerous pits into which several dead things have fallen and cannot get out. We had to leave off in the middle of a combat, didn't we? So, everybody take a second, get your brain back in the zone, as it is top of the initiative order at the start of this round, with Bella. Hopefully, Bella.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
Alright. Well, I'm feeling optimistic about killing this zombie dude over here. Remind me, what is this thing?
That is a badger.
Oh, that's Cordy, right. Okay.
An angry badger with mushrooms coming out of its snout.
I think that badger is my friend. Alright, I'm gonna start shooting at this guy over here. And
Okay.
Is that a random dress that...
Yes.
I haven't really looked into this room much yet. Okay, I'm gonna shoot, and I'm going to use one of my wild magic arrows.
There is a beautiful red silk dress lying on the sandy floor.
I'm sure I don't have advantage against him.
I don't see any.
So the red dress isn't flanking?
Unfortunately.
Alright, well, I miss.
Alright, so that's against that skeleton there, wielding a crossbow. Your arrow will unfortunately get tangled in his rusty chainmail and fail to do any damage. Do you want to do any movement or anything else?
No, I'm good where I am for now.
Alrighty. Bella's turn is over. Cordy, the badger, you're up.
Alrighty, honey badger's gonna pop up here and multi-attack against our skeleton.
Nice. Now this skeleton has been shot and blasted, I think. So he's already got some splintered joints. Let's see how the badger fares.
Alright, we're gonna try a bite attack first.
Okay.
And it's
Ooh.
crab.
Hufflepuff bite. Oh my god. I feel like there's a... Wow. That's nice.
That's great.
The bite, unfortunately, will slide off of his shin bone. What else you got?
Honey badger don't give a full fuck. That's great.
And now we're gonna do a Hufflepuff claw attack and hope that works out better.
Alrighty.
And it doesn't.
Oh. This skeleton is proving much tougher to chew or claw than the dirt that your badger would normally be tunneling through. Got one more attack.
It's just the claws and the teeth, unfortunately.
You
I
don't get
think
two
I
claws.
It says can make 2 attacks, one with bite and one with claws. So that's it. I think, unless I can attack with both claws. I don't know how that works.
Are you a giant badger?
I am a giant badger.
A giant badger. Stand by. Giant badger. Yes, one with bite and one with claws. Gotcha. So it's both the claws reaching out and scraping off of this skeleton's tibia to no actual damage, unfortunately. Do you have any... Oh, I guess you moved partially, but you still have some movement left if you want to use it. Or do anything else.
I'm just gonna sit tight, because then Skeleton will get to Hufflepuff me, so...
Equitus.
Alright. I'm going to stay where I am, and I am going to... So I was reading my character sheet this weekend, and I noticed something that I had totally been forgetting about. A couple of things. With 2nd level, as part of my Eldritch Invocations, I got this thing called Agonizing Blast, where...
See, I've been asking you about that.
I'm dumb. What can I say? And so I need to start adding some stuff. And there's another thing too that'll come up later that I've been forgetting about. So I'm going to Eldritch Blast. Let's see. This guy here, you said it was like a dog kind of thing?
Yes, it is a rotting dog. Its fur barely hanging on to its undead flesh, its eyes glowing a baleful red.
Okay. And then we got Skellington up here.
Yes, indeed.
Alright, well, I am going to Eldritch Blast the dog with no acid.
Okay.
And how about an 18?
An 18 will certainly strike
Alright,
the
so
dog.
I got 10 plus 9 plus 3 for the whatever it was, and then plus 1 for the Gaish.
The plus 9 is because it rolled a crit with your second roll. You only apply that if you had advantage, which I don't think you have. In fact, you have disadvantage because you're firing ranged into melee.
Right. Okay. That's cool then. So 10 plus 3 plus 1, so 14.
Okay. The Eldritch Power. What's your patron?
The guy named the Shadow.
The shadowy blast seems to pull shadow stuff through the undead dog from one side to the other, leaving it full of holes and leaking. It collapses with a final whelping cry.
I hate dogs.
It has been slain. What would you like to do next?
I'm just gonna kind of look over at the skeleton and say, you're next, and be done with it.
Okay, the skeleton doesn't seem to respond very much. It just looks at you and clicks its creepy jaws. Krim, it's your turn.
Okay, first, can you hear me?
Ooh, it's pretty faint.
Okay, then I'll text.
No, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. Then I'm on a plinth, so can I fire a firebolt without getting disadvantage at the Skeletor over here?
You mean this guy?
Or do I need to move?
Which skeleton are you trying to attack?
The one that
Okay. The problem is that the badger is in the way of your shot. Correct.
I don't particularly want to get any closer to that guy, so I'm just gonna fire a firebolt at this guy.
Alrighty. You will have neither advantage nor disadvantage, but he will be a little bit harder to hit. All right, that's an 18. 3 fire damage. Oh man. As the bolt of fire scorches through him, he almost breaks in half. He's barely hanging on by one bit of his spine. The magic still crackling and holding him together. Nearly dead. Nearly destroyed and nothing more than a pile of bones once more. Very, very, very close. Do you have anything else you want to do, Krim?
I just moved off the bridge right there, so I'm good.
Okay. Leaving the blue gem behind, still upon it. Ak-Iri, it is your turn.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The only light sources we have at the moment are with Breath and Krim, right?
Unless you're carrying one.
No, I'm not.
Alright, so you can barely see the glow of those light sources. Where you are. You can kind of see into the next room, but the room you're in is too dark to see. You're hearing Aquitus hurling shadow stuff at a zombie dog right in front of you, but you can't actually see it, except for the dim glow of its red eyes now flickering out.
Okay, so I can't see the skeleton?
You have heard the skeleton. You cannot see it.
I'm gonna whip out my crossbow and take a shot at it.
All right.
Why not?
You will have disadvantage for firing into the dark.
Yeah, I figured.
Welcome Grimslag and Swazi in the Twitch chat.
Are those the normal guys? If so, hey, normal people.
They are extraordinary.
Of course, because they actually listen to us. Crossbow incoming. Well, I tried.
The darkness unfortunately deceives your aim. You hear the bolt snapping against the wall. You know you were close, but you did not strike the skeleton. Do you have anything else you wish to do?
Nope, I'm gonna stay in this corner and kind of hide behind Equitas.
Okay. You actually, you can't really see Equitas. You can kind of barely make out this pit in very dim light.
Okay, but I know he's in here somewhere.
You can feel him next to you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna grab his hand ah!
Equitas, she's reaching for you in the dark. Beref, it's your turn.
Well, I see this zombie friend next to me, and it's dead, but it's not dead enough. So I'm going to attack it recklessly.
All right then. Stand by. It's a critical hit! Roll damage!
20 damage altogether.
Alright, awesome. The maul connects with the top of the skeleton's head, and losing almost no momentum, it continues down, pancaking it from the middle outward, and basically splorching it into the floor with a very satisfying crunch.
This is like season premiere Walking Dead action. And so with that, I know that there's nothing else that's an immediate threat here, and so I'm going to use my movement. But I also don't want to provoke. Would I, looking at the situation, know whether or not my good dwarf friend Mavra would be able to attack the skeleton from the position I'm currently in?
The skeleton would be pretty hard to hit from there for you.
Because of the wall.
Because of the wall.
Yeah. I'm just worried about... Well, no,
Possible.
Mavra can move through me, though, right?
Correct.
Okay, because I don't want to provoke an attack of opportunity, so I think for the time being, I'm going to stay here and be done.
Okay. Mavra. I can't hear you, Mavra.
Okay, I'm gonna scoot past Breath and see the skeleton guy and attack him.
Indeed. Our dwarf fighter steps up and takes a swing. A 15. The skeleton's backed into a corner. Your hammer comes slamming into his chest. Go ahead and roll damage. 5 damage is more than enough to send this thing back to the pile of bones it was made from. Rusty armor, crossbow, and white pale bones clatter to the floor before you and the badger. And the skeleton is no longer a threat. All right. It is time for your enemies to return fire. Bella. The skeleton makes no further attempt to hide, but simply reloads his crossbow and takes aim straight at you and pulls the trigger.
Oh, God.
Chunk! The bolt will indeed strike home. Dealing 3 points of damage. You now have a quarrel sprouting from your leg as the skeleton clicks its teeth and begins reloading the crossbow. Let's see. Aquitus and Akiri here in the dark room with the metal sarcophagus. The skeleton is going to attack you. And it's going to go for Aquitus, as it seems more interested in going after the active threat at the moment.
Bring it.
I don't know why I brought out my dice. I'm rolling in the chat. Here we go. This isn't a secret roll. Oh! Now I need a theme song for the bad guys.
Huh.
I need one, Mr. Skelly.
The crossbow bolt will strike you in the head between the horns.
Oh.
Let's see how much that hurts.
I bet it hurts like Cordy hurts right now.
That will be 8 points of damage.
Alright.
as the bolt rips a cut across your skull.
That's, ow. Oh, wait. I didn't take off enough. Okay. There we go.
All right. There's some moaning down in the pits, and you can hear the undead that have fallen into the traps trying to get out. You can also hear the slithering, scraping sound of the writhing snakes down in those pits. Bella, it's your turn again.
Well, I mean, clearly I have to take revenge. So I am going to go ahead and shoot this guy.
Alrighty.
I'm not going to waste any more of my nice arrows on these guys. I'm going to wait until I have some people who are a little bit scarier.
Alright.
So I'm just going to use my regular arrows. Hey, look how fast my new laptop is.
Nice.
I don't know why it shot twice, but can I please go with the first one?
Oh, it shot twice. Yeah, the first one was a 23. That's a hit.
It's so fast. My new laptop is so fast it gave me multi-attack.
Your laptop is now a monk.
Your laptop's spending key points.
Okay. What was your damage?
Seven. Piercing.
All right. That will be enough. So the bolt knocks the skull off of the top of the skeleton with a hollow ka-dunk. It bounces off of the wall and down into the floor, ka-dunk, dunk, 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 clattering and bouncing away. And that skeleton is no more. Cordy.
Alrighty, I think there's no more danger in this room, so I'm gonna try to start heading down a ways and see what other dangers there are in this dungeon.
All right.
Like here. I think that's as far as I can get. And can I just like look around the room generally while I'm in here?
Sure. Do badgers have dark vision?
I think so.
Or low light
yes,
vision?
They do. They have
Okay,
dark
cool.
vision.
What's in this room? There's a skeleton with its head missing, now collapsed into a inanimate pile of bones. There are two dangerous pits with undead deep down in them. One impaled on spikes that your badger can look over the edge and see, and one in a pit full of snakes. Lying on the sandy floor over here is a very finely crafted but out of fashion red dress. It has a bit of dust over it, but is otherwise unharmed.
I'm just gonna like, hiss at the thing in the pit and just kind of wait and see what happens, I guess.
It hisses back. Bref, roll me a d20.
Perfect 10.
Alrighty. Yeah, You notice for a second the zombie pancake twitch, but it has taken too much damage to all of its parts to rise again. All right, Aquitus, it's your turn.
I did not know that was a thing, and I'm glad it's not.
Alright, so let's see. I am going to... I did not like the fact that that guy just hit me. Whew, I'm hurting. Okay, do I have anything that can staunch the flow of blood? I do not. So I will just Eldritch Blast that sucker. And I will miss, I'm sure, with a 7.
Oh.
Well, that'd be an 8.
This time you weren't quite as on point as you were with the undead dog, and your shadow stuff will go spinning off into the further shadows harmlessly. Do you want to do anything else?
No, that'll do it.
All right, still bending over the sarcophagus, I see.
Well, I was just about to say I might want to move a little bit.
You're between a sarcophagus and a pile of scorched skulls.
So I couldn't really walk backwards
sure
over the skulls,
you
or could I? Okay.
I mean, it's just a pile of skulls. It's not really
Yeah, sure, just
filling
a pile
the
of
area.
skulls. I'm sure
Just
it's just a pile of
covered
skulls.
in ash and scorch marks.
Yeah, I'm kind of suspicious of them.
It's not just skulls, it's various bones.
Okay. I'm just gonna just go 5 feet to the left
Okay.
and call that done.
Krim, your turn. Krim? Krim Fenstall?
Just forget that I have to be on push to talk. I think I'm gonna follow Cordy into the other room.
All right. Don't forget that moving through Bella will be difficult terrain. So her square counts twice.
So I think
10, 15, 20, 25. You could probably get here if you wanted. There you go. All right, you are standing over the red silk dress. Definitely out of fashion, but very finely crafted and with a gold thread belt or girdle sort of shape. Ak-Iri, it's your turn. The light has just come up in here, Ak-Iri. You can now see dimly. You're aware that the light source has come closer. You can see this very tall, sleeping elf on the floor quite clearly. You can see the skeleton quite clearly. You can see Aquitus and the sarcophagus dimly.
All right. So, okay. So, question. Remember the last time I used my what was it? My what's it called? Sorry, trying to remember what my thing is called. Channel. Do you remember the last time I used a channel divinity?
No, I don't think you've ever used it.
No, I used it once a couple sessions ago, but I don't remember if I've had a now.
Okay. You don't know what your ability does?
No, I do, but I don't remember when I did it last. Because I can only use it, I used it once for, rest.
Okay, you definitely haven't used it since your long rest.
Okay, cool.
Is there... Okay, what you should do is set this up on your character sheet as an alternate resource.
It is. I just can't get to it at the moment because Roll20 is being dumb.
Oh, well then I can easily look.
Another.
Let me
I'm just
see.
for life channel divinity.
Let's see. It's not under class resource.
It's
Yeah.
in the, it's in my like little thingies. Like, frick, what's it called?
It's in your red abilities.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that you can toggle to show that you have used it or not used it.
Right.
And I'm saying we can set that up very easily.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
I am about to write it on your character sheet for you, so that we will not run into this issue again. But go ahead and with your turn.
I'm gonna do preserve life and give 5 health points to myself and Equitas.
Thank you.
It looks like your channel divinity is turn undead or preserve life.
Yeah, I'm using preserve life.
Okay, how many times per day can you use these things?
It's once per short rest. Let me double check that though.
And it's only one of those two?
Yes.
All right. All right. We'll assume that's correct for now. And it is now marked on your character sheet. So, Channel Divinity, Preserve Life. 10 HP divided among any creatures within 30 feet, up to half a creature's HP max.
Also, for clarity on that, is that like half the total amount, or I can only take them up to half?
I think it means you can only heal them to half their health.
Okay. Okay. So that would just be 2 points to me, and Equitas, I think you're fine.
Would that be 5 or nothing?
Take it up to. I'll give you. What?
I mean, whatever. I mean, if you can't do anything, you can't do anything.
No, I can take you up to half your health, and then tell me however many you have left over.
Okay. Well, I'm to half my total health.
Yeah.
Okay, so my total health is 13, so that'd be 6, right, Mr. DM?
Yes, half of 12 is 6.
Okay, so that's
in my world, as in the real world.
Oh, obvious, yes, all the time. That's how math works.
Don't ask me about 2 plus 2, though. The numerologist, the numerologist got to that one.
So that gave me 1 point.
I give you 1 point. Okay, and then which means I have a lot left over. So who else can I see?
The badger.
Oh, it's within 30 feet. Never mind. Yeah, I guess that's all I can do then.
All right then.
Right.
Do you have anything else you want to do?
No, I don't really have any bonus actions.
Okay. Briff, it's your turn.
Well, let's see. I did some counting while I was waiting. Well, Breff doesn't, because Breff doesn't do too great at counting, but I did. And I think I can get to right... Let's see. Right
I see he's also had a run-in with the numerologist.
With a dash action, I'm going to double move and end up right there. And that's going to be all I can do on my turn.
The Badger and Bella and Mavra are all counting double. So we have to add 15 feet to that. Do you have a speed of 30?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I'm
So with
miscounted by one.
Okay. Perfect.
Which is very in character for me.
Indeed. Alright, so Bref comes running around the corner, pushing past 3 of you. Mavra, then Bella, then Badger Cordy. Carrying his mattock and dripping bits of zombie off of the end of it. Mavra, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and move into this room also. I think it's about there is where I can move.
You have a speed of 25.
Yeah. So actually,
You could dash to go further if you want. By the way, to do this thing that I'm doing where you select these waypoints is you click, hold, and then right click where you want the waypoints. All right. Mavra has run by. Bref and Mavra keeping pace. As the 2 melee warriors run up. There's 1 skeleton left. It doesn't seem to have any interest in running away to preserve itself. However, as it saw the flicker of Zhurk's magic in the darkness, it points its crossbow now at Akiri.
Ah, fuck.
Rude.
As if seeking to destroy that divine power.
Do not hurt our healer.
It might
gets,
not.
It doesn't get a very high number. Sorry, I had the wrong book open there. Aha. That will be a 14.
It misses, thank goodness.
The crossbow quarrel snaps against the wall behind Akiri. It clatters its teeth and emotionlessly begins reloading the crossbow. Bella.
Alrighty. I guess I'm just gonna shoot again. Well, no, I'll move down. And I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration to Maeve. Which she could maybe use on a jump check. If she needs to get over those snakes.
What color is your Bardic Inspiration again?
It's pink.
The melodious sound of bagpipes washes over Mavra, inspiring her to greater feats of prowess. Bella, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Cordy.
Alrighty. There's lots of people. Alright, let's see.
As each of you pass them by, the undead down in the pits groan. The one that the badger is standing over is impaled on spikes and waves helplessly up with its one arm that isn't stuck.
I'm gonna try to. Can I go diagonal past the pit? Is that like into the room and stop there? Like, is that something you can do, or is that like a check?
You absolutely can.
Away? You can just like squeeze by it.
The floor doesn't appear slippery. If it were, I might make you roll.
Good deal. And Badger's gonna try to attack again the skeleton dude in the corner.
It kind of seems like someone ran a bunch of undead through here to trigger these traps.
Makes sense. Alrighty, so we're gonna try claws first this time. Maybe that'll work out better. A little bit better, not great.
Slightly better, but unfortunately, the scraps of armor still clinging to this skeleton's body protect him from your claws. It turns toward you and clacks its teeth.
Alright, and we're just gonna clack my teeth back at it. It's a little bit better. At least we're getting into more than 10 now.
That is a hit.
Yay! 7 piercing.
7 piercing. Your jaws bite down on its leg, and there's a loud snap. The skeleton falls to one side and collapses, smacking its skull on the ground, cracking it open, and becoming nothing more than an inanimate pile of bones. And with that, combat has ended.
Whew. Thank you for killing that. I was worried.
Yeah, so was I. That was getting real dicey.
Badger just nods.
Care?
All right, so who's this elf woman? Is this her dress?
Is this her sarcophagus?
Since I'm standing next to the sarcophagus, can I take a closer look at it?
Here, let me bring the light in and I'll help.
Okay, yeah, thanks, Breath. I mean, I've got dark vision, but yeah, light.
Thank you, Brad.
That's
The
awesome.
The light
Good
does
job,
the light does allow your tiefling's eyes to observe color.
Does that mean I get advantage on a perception roll?
Who's helping you?
He just came in and brought me light.
Then, if Bref wants to assist by holding the light over the sarcophagus, then absolutely you can have advantage.
Bref's a good guy. I bet he'll assist me.
Always ready to help.
Well, how about a 6?
On closer inspection, this sarcophagus seems to be made of stone with a metallic sheen. The strange carvings are certainly notable. Other than that, Equitus is has not discovered anything further.
Well, it sure is shiny.
It's very like looking at it.
I'm gonna move into the Actually, I wanna pick up the dress.
All right. Bella is standing over the dress at the moment.
Yes, I'd like to examine it.
Krim is trying to pick it up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing her. I thought I turned her all the way up in Discord, but I still can't hear.
Yeah, for some reason, I hear my own voice louder than I hear yours, Haley. which means that your speakers are closer to your mic than your face is. Your mouth is farther away from your mic than your speakers.
Can you hear better now?
Yes, slightly.
Okay. Then I'll help her examine it.
All right, I'll pick up the dress, and
When you pick up the dress, it's Haley, could you stop pushing your push to talk? Thank you. That's okay. I'm assuming you just forgot. When you pick up the dress, it's smooth silk, very light and yet strong to your touch. The undead in the pits in that room once again raise up their arms. Their groans echoing up from the stone pits in which they are trapped. The dust falls from the silk dress. What race is Bella? Half-elf?
yes.
It's made for someone possibly slightly taller. And is Bella... How would you describe Bella? Is she very thin? Is she, she have wide hips? I'm trying to give you a reference to describe the dress.
Oh, geez, I haven't thought about this at all.
We'll say she's normally proportioned. This dress was tailored for someone very, very thin.
Got it.
And it is incredibly well made. The sort of gold brocade girdle, just the dust falls from it and it gleams in the light that Krim holds, which I think is a femur with light cast on it. The dress is very recognizably, if you held up a dress right now, you could tell that something was really well made, but you could also tell if it was from the 1800s.
Right.
That's sort of the equivalent of what's happening here. You hold up this dress and you can tell it's out of style and very, very old, but very, very well made. And with the finest materials.
All right, cool.
Did Cordy leave?
Like how old? Can I make a history check?
Can you make a history check? Certainly.
That's a 10.
Well, you weren't discussing it with anyone, so you don't have advantage. This dress it matches the age of this place.
So we're talking possibly thousands of years old.
Centuries, certainly. Thousands, maybe. But it'd be hard to guess at what fashion was like thousands of years ago.
Our orc friend was only a couple hundred years old when we
Right.
thawed him out of the stone.
But I thought that this place was from the dynasty that preceded the...
Well, it was there too, but I think he was also knew about it. I'm not 100% sure.
Bella is correct. You are now below you're now below the ruins of Karanay, which is what your half-orc friend Kront Threefinger was more familiar with.
Random thought. Have any of us actually checked how many fingers he has?
I was literally just thinking that myself.
I did not notice.
Well, now it's going to be awkward, but we'll do our best. Okay, we should probably put this in the detect magic pile for next time somebody wants to cast it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it in my bag unless someone else wants to take it or try it on.
Equitus is alright. Maybe later.
Make a perception roll, everyone in that room.
It'll really bring out your red eyes, Equitus.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
My skin
Everyone-
is red. My eyes are yellow.
Oh,
But
I'm
it
sorry.
look good.
Excuse me. Everyone in the room with Bella holding the dress, make a perception roll.
Am I included in that?
Yes. And okay. All right. Those are some terrible rolls.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, other than what I've already described, you're not noticing anything additionally beyond that, so please continue. Actually, hang on. Don't continue just yet. Everyone in the room with Breath, including Breath, make a perception roll. Oops.
97 years.
Is it just me, or did the sound cut out?
Perception rolls. I can hear you.
Yeah, I think I hear everything.
It was just me. Okay. My headphones never run out of battery, except when I'm being a dungeon master.
Make an AC/DC check.
Okay. This is really frustrating. Alright, well, I can't hear you guys.
Oh no.
So while I get my other headphones out, I'll just tell you that Alexis, let's see, Cordy rolled a 20, Akiri got a 15, Bref got a 16, Equitus got an 8. Can Cordy revert back? Sure. Here's your character back. Somewhat the worse for wear. Okay. Everyone except Equitus hears something rather strange. A voice, it sounds like. Muffled. Angry? But hard to hear because it's so muffled. It's coming from Bref's backpack. Now, you're going to have to wait to tell me what you do until my headphones are set up. Talk amongst yourselves.
Breath is the skull. It's the thing. It's the thing in the skull thing. In your backpack. Swan staff. Dude.
The what?
The creepy staff?
Oh.
Hello.
Oh no.
Somebody say something.
Hello, hello, hello.
Why can't I hear you?
Oh, that stinks. Can you hear me?
Can you hear us, son?
That's really weird. Why can't I
I
hear
have a
you?
staff in honor to a god that is dead, named.
The best kind.
Technical issues.
That sucks.
So since you can't
I
hear us,
can't hear
this is when
anybody.
we plot our uprising.
Yeah, sure. This is a good time to do that.
Yeah, we seize the means of experience production.
Back. We're all level 20 and here to
That's right.
We have made peace with the Tarasques.
My headset is not set up on... There it is. Okay, and here I am. Oh my god. Yes, I hear you now. Uh-huh. Revolting against your dungeon master? No Tarasques, he says. Would you be scared if I told you what was on my screen right now? Moving right along. So you guys are hearing this voice, very muffled, from Bref's backpack? Okay. The noise gets louder as Bref takes off his backpack and opens it up. He pulls out the wrapped up skull-headed wand or rod. There it is. It is, in fact, speaking. It is saying, it kind of floats up hovering with its bone wings, unmoving.
Behold, I am the key.
I just want to check. Are you guys hearing the voice changer? Okay. Yeah. All right. I can't hear myself on it, so that's all. All right. It isn't finished talking. As Akiri begins applauding.
Behold, I am the key. Grasp thy power and claim thy ruler's right. Thy army awaits in Noxath Nar. Behold, I am the key. Grasp thy power and claim thy ruler's right. Thy army awaits in Noxath Nar.
The handle tilts as the whole thing tilts upward and is pointing toward Bref's hand. I heard you. I was just thinking for a second. You can. But you get the feeling history might be better. I'm just going to do it again because I think I should be able to hear myself now.
Okay. Test.
Still can't hear myself. Oh well. That's fine. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Continue. Continue. What are you guys doing? Okay. Oh. All right. Well, I don't think I have to get a file and upload it to Roll20. But yes, a critical hit. We will imagine some epic bagpipe music. Okay. So, with a 23 history check. Now, normally for these mental kind of checks, rather than somebody assisting someone else and giving them advantage, I like to have everyone who wants to roll, and then you just use the best result, and everybody else kind of adds to their result, depending on how high they get. So, fine for now. I think you're definitely going to get the benefits of your natural 20. All right. What are you making the history check on more specifically? Good guess. Noxath Nar was, to your knowledge, a pyramid. And because you got a natural 20, I'm going to tell you exactly where it is, which I would never otherwise do. We'll just jump over to the map real quick. It's at 2509. Under the watchful eye of a volcano lies Noxath Nar, the necropolis within a tremendous pyramid. It was the a place controlled by and probably built by, certainly famous for being the headquarters of a lich necromancer called Lady Zavia. Zaviah. Noxath Nar was her stronghold. And she became a lich in order to live forever and rule over all. However, her accounts of her seat of power being at Noxath Nar end right around the same time that the chronicles of the Veye Empire begin. Okay. There's a lot more light, and you are watching. You can see this, the skull rod that Bref picked up earlier, the handle towards his hand. It is floating in the air above the sarcophagus. And as it finishes speaking, Bella, a strange wind blows the dress in your hand. Oh, did you already put the dress away? Okay. You can. Could you describe, are you just like kind of leaning over and looking at her? Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check. A 17. Krim looks carefully over this person. It appears to be an elfish woman, but with slightly bluish skin. She is lying on an unrolled bedroll, very neatly lying there. Her chest rises and falls. She is asleep. Everything is laid out very neatly around her, and her hands are clasped over her stomach. She's very tall, probably well over 6 feet, even 6.5 feet. Very tall, very thin, and she is sleeping, breathing slowly. Certainly. Cordy's skills are not up to this task. Perhaps she's too creeped out. I should add to Akiri. I'll get to it in a second. Bella, I should add while I'm thinking of it. Lady Zavia, I said she was a witch. She was a lich. Most people said she was a witch. She always appeared very beautiful and young, unlike a lich. That is some pretty specific information. That probably wouldn't, even with a natural 20 on Noxath Nar, that wouldn't necessarily be recorded in the history books. What was I saying? Yes, Akiri, you are examining the sleeping elf. Okay. What do you poke her with? Okay. Blue skin meets blue feathers as Akiri reaches down and pokes the elf on the forehead. Make a sense motive check. Do you have your character sheet? Oh, right. Insight. Yes. Or go back to a previous edition and... an insight check. All right. 24. Akiri. Her head, as you push it, shifts to one side or the other. You notice a very faint fluctuation in the muscles of her face. Almost like an annoyed expression briefly crosses her face. She doesn't otherwise react, but you you get this very negative vibe. You do not think that this was a very nice lady when she was awake. It's like 3 in the morning. One more thing I wanted to tell Akiri. Akiri, you notice as you've made her shift in her sleep, you notice she has these tattoos on the inside of her forearms you couldn't previously see because of her hands being clasped. You would have to shift her around more to look at them. Oh, Grimslag, I hear no one but you, Max. My sound isn't coming through all of a sudden. That's weird. So it's just been me talking, and nobody's heard your wonderful voices. Alright, I'll fix it. It's because I switched headphones, and there's like 4 different programs that I need to change the headphones on. Okay, and you can now hear everybody else. And the music.
Alright, anyways, can I, like, shift her around to get a better look at them?
Yes. So you move her arms. Are you just kind of, like, pulling them apart? Could you describe a little more?
I'm just kind of, like, just gonna pull them apart, just gonna, like, lift them up and see just getting a better look at them, like, seeing what they see.
Alright, so you just lift her up? Unceremoniously? Okay. She stirs as you raise her arms. She mumbles. Zavia. You look at that tattoos. They are written in a strange language. There are words along her arm and around her wrist. It looks like chains are tattooed.
Huh. Okay. Is it just or is there like anything else?
There's chains around her wrists, and there's some weird writing along the inside of her forearm. What languages do you speak?
Common, Aarakocran, and Arin.
Okay, it is none of those. It's a weird looking script tattooed on her
I'll take
arm.
a look at it. Do I?
What do you speak?
I got your common, infernal, dwarvish, and abyssal.
It is infernal.
The tiefling speaks infernal. What does it say?
It reads, Servant of Lady Zavia.
Okay.
So a bitch, but not the bitch we're looking for.
So that was tattooed along with the chain tattoos.
Mm-hmm. And there's another tattoo on the inside of her other forearm. There's chains around each wrist, and there's different writing on the inside of each forearm.
Can I look at the other forearms?
The bitch I'm looking for.
Okay. You want to look at those two?
Right.
Mm-hmm. It reads, loosely translated from the Infernal.
It's a difficult language.
Molder, maggot, gloom.
Ugh.
So she's one of those people who gets like the Japanese kanji of random words on her, but it's just
But it's infernal.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna see tribal. The other one's a tribal tattoo, isn't it? She
I think
spends too
tribal
much
just-
time at Burning Man.
where she was burning.
Do you share this information with the party?
Yes,
Equitas?
I'm gonna. Yes, all of what he just told me, I'm going to tell everybody else.
I'm getting a very bad feeling about this young woman. Do we want to
I think she's doing
maybe
something.
do something about her before she wakes up fully?
I think she's doing something.
Do you want me to do something first?
Not necessarily.
I should use Mage Hand to roll one of the skulls on the pile of skulls into the next room. Yes, so put back in there. Just in case things get bad. So,
All right.
I think that's a trap.
So Krim reaches out, and a ghostly hand leaves her hand, her scaly one, and rolls one of the skulls off the top of the pile of bones and scorch marks into that room. The skull, immediately upon hitting the floor, or rolling along the floor, crumbles into ashen pieces.
are any of them like solid enough?
The skulls, maybe, maybe not. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Sure thing.
14. You think that whatever magic might be triggered, it would, if such a thing had been triggered, it would have been triggered on these bones already.
Well, I'm out of ideas. Other than going in and exploring the next room.
Yeah, I need to walk in. We really need a rogue.
Well, if no one else is gonna go in, I'd be happy to try to go in and get that jewel.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
As Bref walks past, I give him a quick cure
All right.
just in case.
Oh, that reminds me. I probably shouldn't go with you.
Let me rephrase what I said to Haley. Obviously, multiple people triggered this magic. Or undead, perhaps. Triggered some magic in this room. You think it probably wouldn't trigger twice on the same object.
Okay, so
Oh.
That's what Krim thinks.
Does Krim tell us that?
might I suggest to detect magic?
I don't know
So
if we
with-
really need to detect magic. I mean, he did an Arcana check and found stuff, so I think we pretty much know that's magic.
This room is full of scorch marks. There's a pile of bones in the doorway
Yeah,
that
see,
have all
that's what
been
I was thinking,
charred. And on the opposite side of the room is a slumped over skeleton, also covered in char.
Hey, I've got an idea. Krim, you said that you don't think that the trap would trigger twice on the same object. Okay, let's do this. Krim, you have that super freaky magic hand thing. Float it across the threshold of the door. But everybody else stay on our side of the door of the entrance.
Better idea.
Float your mage hand across it, and let's see what happens.
I don't know if the mage hand can pick up something this heavy, though.
Is it really heavy?
Well, it's a giant gem. The last one was pretty.
Well, I didn't know if that was to scale or not.
It's to scale.
I got you.
Maybe
I was thinking we would just kind of throw breath in there and then heal him. And then he won't get hurt twice. And he just keeps going.
I have a quick question. Are you guys just ignoring this rod in the middle of the room? Every time someone moves up to it, it spins around and the handle points toward their hand.
Yeah, we're just ignoring it.
Yeah, for now.
We're not touching it.
But I don't want a responsibility over a whole army.
Equitus picks
That
it up.
seems far too intense.
Equitus picks it up.
Why are you doing this?
He's been cursed once, might as well be cursed again.
I mean.
I am the key. Grasp thy power and claim thy ruler's right.
Hey,
Thy
wait.
army awaits in Noxath Nar.
Equitas, I have a great idea. What happens if we both grab it?
I have no idea.
Want to try it?
Okay. You could grab the other end.
Sounds good.
So you're both grabbing the rod?
At the same time, yeah.
Okay. It feels strange in your touch. I mean, it's made of bone. Akiri is the one grabbing one side of it.
Yeah, we're both grabbing it at like the same
Where you feel ill when you touch it.
time. I let go immediately and then nope.
That leaves Equitus holding it.
Okay. Did everybody hear that, or was that one of those things where once I picked it up, only I heard that, or so it was just like before everybody heard it talk, right?
When you grabbed it, it spoke again, and now it's
Okay.
silent. You feel a certain power creeping up your arm, as did Akiri. It's just that the power made her feel a little sick. But Equitus, you feel a certain power creeping up your arm as you grasp this skull-headed staff or rod.
Okay. So I just okay. Power, a little weird, but not as weird as Curie felt. Grasp the power and claim thy ruler's might. An army awaits in Noxath Nar. Man, I'd like an army.
The opposite reaction is breath.
Okay, I mean, I have it. I guess that's really all. What should I call this then? Like if I want.
It's been decided.
I'm gonna call it weird talking staff. I don't know what to do with it though.
You're just staring at this thing like, now what?
Yeah, right.
All right, so you're holding on to it. What are the rest of you doing?
I. Does the dress look like it would fit this elf chick?
No, she is too tall for it.
Okay.
Sorry, Haley. Could you speak closer to the mic?
I didn't say anything important.
Aw, okay.
Well, Brett doesn't really want to step in this room after all this discussion, but he does have a rope. He's going to toss a little bit of the rope into the room, maybe like 2 feet, and see if anything happens. I guess I should say, toss it onto the nearest scorch mark or pile of bones.
Don't we have a bunch of oops, sorry. Don't we have like a bunch of bodies around? Could we just like toss one of those in the room?
That's a thought.
We could toss the elf in there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but the bodies won't really help us get the gem. My rope might be able to.
Hey. A thought occurs to me. So, Noxathnar, famous city, evil lich. This is the key to an army. We've got all these undead around. Maybe you can control them with it.
Maybe. Okay. Maybe. All right.
Cordy is always down for necromancy.
Does that make us evil now, or do we care?
Good evil fuck. I want to walk up to. Is there any dead people in this pit here? Undead?
You should be able to see it. Whoops. Damn it.
Well,
that looks like a pit of snakes. I think
my hand in front of my face.
this one, I think, up here to the further north has a zombie.
Okay. You're talking about down here, yes?
That was the first one I clicked on.
Yes, there's a zombie down there trying to clamber out of the writhing snakes. But the 15-foot drop is too difficult for it to climb.
Okay. If I kind of want to take the staff and kind of standing, I don't know, let's say I got about over, I'm going to walk past,
when you walk over there, you feel, it's as if two magnets are tugging at one another from a distance. You feel the staff and the zombie interacting.
Okay, so
almost
it's like
like
they're repelling each other.
Not repelling each other, like they're tugging on each other. Like two magnets.
Okay.
You don't really feel connected to this rod. You might have to attune to unlock its true power.
Fair enough. Okay, with that, at least... Okay, I think you might have a point, Bella. Because something definitely strange... I feel something strange when I brandish the rod at him. Ugh, I can't believe I said that. Brandish my rod.
You know, we're just gonna embrace it at this point.
Embrace the rod. Okay.
Is
So, yeah, no,
undeath
I think you're
really
right.
that unnatural?
Alright, so I really think I've got some sort of symbol on me now. What is that? I don't like that.
You're wielding the rod.
Oh, okay. Okay. On our to-do list, which is getting bigger and bigger by the moment, or at least I know mine is, we need to take this staff to Noxath Nar.
I don't understand you. First you want to go to the library, now you want to go to Noxathnar.
Like I said, it's a long to-do list. I mean, this can go kind of lower on the priority list. Just say put it on the list.
I myself would like an army.
I mean, right?
I mean, true, an army would be helpful for a lot of different things.
For real.
Especially if they're dead. We don't have to care about them.
That's true. And you don't have to, like, feed them or anything. You just gotta, like, show them where to go, and that's where they'll...
So, yeah, I'm just gonna... Alright, so I've got the staff now, and... Yeah, alright, so if y'all, let's get back to this bottom room and see what we need to do there.
Now, what happened to my rope?
You said just 2 feet of rope that you're throwing around?
I then corrected it to the nearest spot where it seemed like something had been zapped.
Nearest spot where it seemed like something had been zapped. So, the doorway. All right.
Rope on the bones. That didn't seem fun.
An explosion of crimson fire fills that room, charring everything to ash. The rope, you're going to need to shorten that by a few feet.
Akira's gonna watch this.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Akira's gonna watch this happen and be like, okay, so who's resistant to fire damage?
So, if we are going on the assumption that things don't get hit by this magic more than once, I'm now going to tie kind of a more careful lasso rope based on my experience of fishing my shipmates out of the water when they would fall overboard.
Hey, a master of knots as a
Pull
sailor.
this jewel in a little closer.
Look at the big brain on Griff.
All right. You tie a lasso, which is no trouble to you because, as with your sailor background, knots are easy. And you toss it into the room toward the gem. The fireball does not react. And go ahead and make a ranged attack roll. Actually, there's no consequence of failure, so you can just keep doing it until you succeed. So no need to roll. No need to roll. So you've now tossed the end of the lasso around the enormous gem.
And I'm going to drag it back towards me.
All right. Well, you would be pretty good with knots. I mean, a rope like at the base of the gem would just Yeah, I guess you could do that. It's extremely heavy. But then again, Bref, what's your strength score?
I'll help him pull it. If he needs it.
Yeah, my strength score is 16. Where is it? Yeah, 16.
Okay. Well, Equitus appears at your elbow to help you. But you drag the gem closer to you by 1 square. And another fiery explosion incinerates the rope that's in the room.
Well, poop.
It is, however, 5 feet closer.
Well, I'll try to. Let's see. So I used about 5 feet of rope the first time. I have 50 feet total.
You just used another 20 feet.
Okay, so I guess I'll use another 20 feet and pull it 5 feet closer. Or I guess it'd be 15 feet, maybe?
Yeah. Including the lasso. Alright, once again, you're going to lose that length as another explosion rings out. However, finally, it's going to take the whole rope. Pretty much, as it's now on fire. But you drag the gem out of the room successfully. Every single time, there's these waves of heat that go flowing back in a draft over the rest of the party. But you now have an enormous, heavy red stone.
Now, this is what got Abu in trouble. So, if there's a carpet around...
There's multiple.
I like how you've done this while, like, leaning back over this sarcophagus.
It's gotten very comfortable.
Maybe you're sitting on
bring
it.
it with us.
You're bracing against it. It's helping you pull.
Right.
Well, who wants to go and put this on the hand?
On it!
Before we do that, did you want me to cast Detect Magic? Because we got a lot of magical stuff going on. We
Yeah, let's do
find
it.
out what the gem is.
Yeah, do it.
I'd like to ritual cast that, if that's cool. With everybody, that's a 10-minute thing. That way I can also throw out some heals, because I think Cordy's going to need to tap out soon.
Alright. So you take 10 minutes, you cast Detect Magic. I don't think it will surprise you that these things are magical. So what else are you trying to determine?
I guess the School of Magic, and then does Bella have the dress? I can also do it on the dress.
Yes. I do.
They are.
Also, we have those other drum-looking things in the other room. Did anyone hear that?
You have
You
the
said-
drum-looking things.
Yeah, do those too.
Those bracers are magical.
Oh.
The dress is magical. The person who is sleeping seems to have some kind of spell active on them. And there's magic filling the room that held the gem.
What about the staff? I mean, it's probably a dumb question.
It is magical. It is very powerful.
Can you tell us what schools of magic these are?
The staff is necromancy. The
Weird.
ambient magic in the trapped room is evocation. The magic coming from the bracers, I'm not sure if it even has a school. I think it's transmutation.
Sure. We'll say that. I can imagine.
Hey, is the coffin magical?
The sarcophagus?
Yeah.
It is not.
Oh.
What kind of magic is the gem?
Conjuration. The dress is transmutation.
Ooh. What if it's a disguise? Okay. Okay, so I think we should take the gem to the hand.
The bracers are transmutation.
Where are the bracers? Who has the bracers?
I don't know. They're over here.
Oh, okay. I'll run up there and get them.
All right.
Do you guys want some? I can heal 2 people. If people would like to be healed.
That would
and
be
then I think
nice.
Corey's gonna tap out.
Who's like the worst off? I'll use a cure wounds on them, and then we can just go from there. It's
I'm at
probably.
Go ahead.
I got 2. I can do 2 cure wounds.
Cordy, what are you at? Are you like real low? Or...
I'm pretty low, but I wasn't, because I'm gonna leave, so I wasn't gonna heal myself and just hope that it's for the best.
Okay. Actually, I'll heal breath, and then we can go about whatever. So yeah, cure wounds to breath.
The healing magic of nature flows into Breath's wounds and seals them up partially.
Nope, that was me.
The healing magic of Zhuwerk, god of a good time and celebration, flows into Breath's wounds.
For 11 points of healing.
And then Cordy is going to go back up above and rest with Kront.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw out some heals first. I think who's really low. I can do 2, so 2 people.
I'm a little past halfway.
All right.
A little below halfway.
I'll shoot 1 there.
Yeah, do Crim and Equitas. I'll be fine. I'll just hide behind people.
All right, we got 2 6s because I'm Peyton.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, that's good, Mac. Or that fills you up.
And Cordy's gonna peace out. It's been fun playing, guys.
Feel better.
All right, feel better.
See ya.
Okay. I'm gonna come back down to the party. Did I get the bracers?
I don't know. Did you?
Yes, you said you did. I will delete them.
Cool.
Write that down on your character sheet. The bracers are kind of tooled on their leather with kind of a mixture of swirling leaf shapes and like arrowhead shapes.
Pretty.
Makes me think of a ranger.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? All right, I'm gonna go walk back down to the party.
Welcome to the party.
Say, hey, there's these bracers. They feel pretty magical, according to what who did the detect magic? Cordy. Yeah, according to what Cordy said. I mean, I can use them for sure, but if somebody else needs some extra armor,
Oh yeah,
We can
Cordy
find
says
out.
the plinths are magical.
makes sense.
What?
No
Who'd
way.
have thunk? I mean, it's not an elevator.
Actually, Equitas, how about you keep the, bracers? Because you're very
I'm pretty squishy. Yeah, I admit. Okay, I'm gonna put the bracers on.
All right. They might need a tuning as well, or studying to discover their true effects. But you feel a shimmering kind of effect of magic coming up around the bracers as you put them on.
Okay. Do I get any immediate AC bonus or anything?
You might have to learn their nature better through more
Attune to
study.
it first. Okay. Cool.
I say probably the next order of business is putting that gem in the hand and seeing what the pull fills with.
Agreed.
So, is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, let's all go, and we'll take breath with us.
All right.
Unless
It's going to take either one breath or three other people to lift this enormous, heavy stone, this red gem, and lug it all that distance. What's that?
You gotta pick up the blue one, too.
Yes, I'll take that one.
All right, you're able to carry it, but it's so heavy, it's all you can do to kind of stagger along. You're going to be moving at half movement, and you really can't make any attacks or cast any spells while you're carrying this thing. Lugging these enormous gems. You guys walk all the way up, and feel free to move your characters all the way up and back down and around. This way, back through the secret door, or maybe you can teleport through a shortcut with the plinths. Back past the pool, down this way, past the dead snakes, which are kind of getting pretty gross. Across this mysterious carpet that you've looked under the corner of. Back down.
Can't
What?
leave. We're walls. We can't leave.
Oh
We're
yeah,
stuck.
we're out of here.
Oh, you can't go through the secret door. That's so funny that it, like, everything else. Anyway. Dude. Zoot. That's really funny, though. I'm, like, narrating all this stuff, and you're like, we can't get through the secret door! And Cordy is with you. Alright, I'm just going to move Cordy back to the hand, because nothing else is really going to happen on the way there. Alright. So, as you lug the gems and toss first one, then the other into the palm of the hand, clunk, clank. Are you putting them both in?
I say we
Just do the red one right now.
Yeah, one at a time.
Okay. And Bref is carrying this red gem, which is all he can do. 'Cause
I'm
it's so
very
heavy.
single-minded in my task fulfillment.
Clank with this very stony, loud clatter. It slides into the center of the palm of the marble hand. And you hear off in the distance, echoing through the halls, a sound like... And upon returning to the pool,
Yeah, I was gonna say step two is gonna go up, is going to the pool.
Do we all want to go, or should someone stay behind?
I'll go up to the pool. Oh, jeez.
Well, that's no good.
the pool is full of fire, crackling and burning.
I think we found a portal to hell.
I think all we have to do is find the earth gem and the air gem, and then we get to learn the avatar.
That's right.
Well, at least if we ever need to cook something, we'll be all set.
Should we try
Couldn't hear that.
Should we try putting both gems in and see what we get?
I mean, why not?
With another clatter, both gems now in the hand.
Can Akira just sit up there and see if there's any funky mojo going on?
What's Akiri doing?
Jumping into the hand again to see if there's any like funky mojo going on with it again.
It doesn't appear to heal you again.
But do I feel like any kind of magic or anything?
There's definitely something strange going on as you stand atop or sit atop these enormous, strange, and various kinds of stone. But it's not obvious what is going on.
Okay, cool.
So I'm in the room with the pool. What's the water doing? That doesn't look
It is fire
super
now.
healthy.
Fire and water swirling together. Or perhaps not water, but this ether smell is very strong, as well as the smell of fire and burning.
So, real world story, my daughters were doing their bath time tonight, and they took plastic dragons in the bath with them and decided they were breathing fire water. And so I think that's what we have here. And so I take full responsibility for whatever happens next.
You should put it on your daughters. It's their fault.
Excellent. Those of you who are standing near the pool feel this strange tug upon you. Like it's like it's doing something, shifting. And as you watch, it does change, and something in the heart of the water and the fire does appear.
Interesting. Whoa.
So this is a gateway.
Goodness. Guys, I don't know, man.
Maybe
Does-
save
okay,
this for
does-
later
okay.
time and make sure see if there's any other gems before jumping into the swirling black hole.
Equitas, does your creepy stick have anything to say about this?
Okay, I'll take, there's a couple of things I wanted to do, but yeah, I'll take the creepy stick out and kind of show it to the swirling pink vortex of doom?
Although you still feel this pull upon your body, like it's trying to suck you in, like a breeze blowing past you. It doesn't appear to interact with the staff specifically.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to ask is, does
Some
any
other kind of
this...
magic is at play.
Okay. Does any of this stuff that I'm watching going on in front of me here, does it look familiar? Have I ever seen anything like this before?
I don't know. Have you?
I don't know.
What's your background?
When you like, as in,
What's your character's chosen background?
yeah, I know what it is. I promise.
Acolyte, right?
Yes, I am an acolyte. Exactly.
Okay. And what's the special ability for acolytes?
Hang on. No. So where do I find that? Hang on, I'm looking. Why doesn't it tell me what I want to see? Hang on. I'm getting it. Doodly doo. Come on.
I have my player's handbook out right next to me.
Yeah, I do too, but
All right. We'll say that this is obviously a portal to somewhere else. Beyond that, I'm not sure quite what you're asking me.
okay. All right. That's fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
Acolyte
really, all I
is,
get is I get
shelter of
respect.
the faithful.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, if I was, the only special thing is if I am at a like a temple or a shrine that's my faith, I get there's stuff that happens with that, but that's all.
Yes. So unless this happened to be a portal that your field of
Right.
worship was familiar with, which is possible. It's a game of the imagination. But otherwise, it probably wouldn't have a lot to do with your particular background.
Right. Okay.
I have a question. Does the swirling pink vortex seem to be compromising the room in any way?
Like destroying it?
Yeah, like pulling like the roof down or something into it.
You look around. You definitely see specks of sand flowing into it, and small stones tumbling along the floor.
I say we search for any more gems this place might have to offer, and just go ahead and take the gems out of the hand and leave them in the room.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think we need to search for more.
You remove the gems, resetting the state.
Guys, the portal went away.
Akira's gonna turn to Braf. I was saying Akira's gonna turn to Braf and be like, "Hey, isn't there? I think I remember seeing like this one last like passageway we haven't checked out yet. There might
I
be some
believe there's a couple.
There's a couple, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't checked out what's behind the door over closer to the gym.
Yeah, some the people who are in the room with the pool are pretty close to a place that we haven't explored yet.
Which one do we
Yeah. Well, also, I think there's like a whole space up north of where we found the arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at the.
Yeah, that's the other one.
So I think we've mostly got that one long undiscovered hallway and then this small room that's whatever's behind this door. Try pushing it.
Yeah, there's the one by the sword and the one by the torso.
And then
Right.
there's that locked door. Wasn't
Which I
there?
really hope is a phrase you'll only hear in Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't think the door was locked. I don't think we checked it out at all.
Okay. Well, for now, why don't, since all of us are, or a lot of us, some of us, are up here in the pool, what do you say we go up to the torso hall?
I said we do that one too.
Sure.
On to Torso Hall.
All right.
Are we the best at
Like
All right.
Braf, you go first. You have the light source.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
get
yeah, I'm happy to.
let's
I'm
get a
sure
marching
we-
order.
Perfectly safe and not disastrous.
Does he need any more healing? Yeah, he does. I've mostly been using arrows. I can bust a healing word on you.
I mean, honestly, I'm okay, but it wouldn't be bad if I got some more.
I mean, if you're going in front, there's a decent chance you might hit a trap. We
I
can go
have
carefully.
8 more that could be healed up.
Even after the 11 I gave you?
Yeah, I'm a beefy boy.
I'll give you a healing word if you don't say that again.
Blame the McElroy brothers.
That does sound like them, yes.
Alrighty.
I'll go third after whoever follows Bref directly. Whoever that one is.
I'm gonna walk right next to him since I also have a light source.
Or Krim, you could be at the very end, just so we have like light source and then on the front end of the back.
Even light.
Yeah. So it can be Bref, Mavra, me, Equitas, and then Bella and Krim, I guess.
I mean, do we have to follow in a straight line?
I mean, not necessarily. It looks like a fight.
Right. I mean, it looks like a hallway that's wide enough for two people to cross. I'm gonna go ahead and cast False Life on myself, and that's the other thing that I'm getting that I haven't been paying attention to is I get to cast False Life on myself at will. Doesn't cost me a spell slot or material components. So kablam, False Life.
As you guys pass through the room where the marble torso is, please make perception rolls.
Ah, fudge. So I see absolutely nothing.
All right.
The craft sees everything. Hey.
Bref. Here in the room full of broken eggshells. Among the stones, something catches your eye. In the pile of broken statuary in this corner. You realize that there are stone feathers in that pile of rocks. Some of them curly.
Akiri, have you been here before?
Not that I know of. Have I?
Then why are your feathers turned to stone over in that corner there? Because Breath assumes there's only one curly feathered. Oh my gosh, the word just flew out of my mind. Bird
Aarakocra.
person.
I mean, there's not very many of us, but
So they are your feathers then, right?
no, I think I still have all my feathers attached to me. And she's gonna look to make sure. Looks about right. Let's go check it out.
So, taking a brief diversion, I'll go over and check out this pile of rubble with Akiri.
All right. Go ahead and make an investigation roll, Akiri, with advantage from getting an assist.
Yeah, please don't rely on my roll, because that would not go well.
18! Natural 18 too, because I don't have any mons for it.
Unfortunately, while this was certainly once an Aarakocra, they have been chewed and swallowed so many pieces of stone from the basilisks that they're almost completely unrecognizable. However, underneath the pile of the stuff, you can see on the wall down low is the remainder of some graffiti scratched into the wall.
What's the language?
Aarakocra.
Oh boy, what's it say?
It says a short phrase and a name. It says, "The kingdom of Ebb feared the sky." And the name is Eckark.
Okay. Oh boy, okay. Akiri's gonna start. She's gonna tell them what that says. And she's gonna look pretty shaky.
Does that name sound familiar?
No, I don't know the name.
Do I think she's telling the truth?
Go ahead and make a sense motive roll.
Insight.
Insight roll. Or go back a couple of editions.
Sure. 16.
Uh, 16.
Specifically, I was seeing
Let me look
if
at
I
Akiri's.
trusted her about not recognizing the name.
Akiri, go ahead and make. Let me see. Akiri, go ahead and make a deception roll.
So as far as I can tell,
You
she's on the up
cannot.
and up.
You cannot possibly tell one way or the other.
She wasn't done talking though. She's gonna be like, I don't recognize the name, but oh, I know the saying. Okay, so fear the skies is not good. Very not good. I don't. That's scary. Freaking scary.
Can you be a little bit more specific?
Okay. So here's the thing. For the past like 6 months or so, all the seers and all our seers and like wise people have been getting visions and prophecies, and the only thing they've been telling us is watch the skies. So I'm really freaked out right now because also there are very, very few curly feathered Aarakocra. Like, they don't naturally appear among the clans. It's been bred into us. Yeah, so this must have been here for forever. Or they escaped. I don't know. And she's shaking. She's scared. She doesn't know what's going on. She's scared. But it's not good. It's not good.
Don't worry. We're together here. We're gonna take care of this. If this is a bigger problem, then I don't know. I guess we'll rise to the occasion. We've got your back, whatever this means.
Yes, Akiri. We'll help. We'll do everything we can to find out what's going on, and together we'll be strong enough to take care of whatever this is.
I mean, are you sure it must be a bad thing? You say that the seers are saying it, but sometimes seers see good things. Sometimes.
Yes, but 1 second, let me check my. Because I want to get the correct wording on this, just to like double check that this is what they actually said. Yeah, it's only been used as no, they've only been sensing danger. Like, it's really bad. It's like really freaking bad. There's a group of knights called the Swordwings, and they're all Aarakocran. And she's gonna brighten up a little bit at this because like this is her favorite thing to talk about. Okay, it's surprising she's kept it quiet so long. Sorry, she's gonna hit fangirl mode real quick. But like these guys, the Swordwings, they called a meeting about a season back to talk about what this prophecy means, and then they've been calling warriors, and they're gonna like call a meeting to see what's going on. So if they're calling a meeting and they're worried about it, I'm freaking terrified. Because there's no way any of this could mean anything good.
Right. Okay. Well, in that case, maybe we should make like. Is there a way to make like a rubbing of it or something? Like how is it written in the? Is it scratched or chalk or?
He said it was graffiti.
It's scratched onto the wall, not really etched or deep enough to make a rubbing. Like
Well,
all
maybe
of
I
the
could-
graffiti that you found, like this green, it's green on the screen, but it's scratched onto the wall with like some kind of sharp tool or something.
Maybe we could make like a tracing of it so that you could take it back with you if you encounter, like if we head back to where your council of elders is, or maybe even to the library, you could find out who this person was who left this note here.
Or is there? It's what it is there in the corner is what's left of the person is just stone feathers. Is that all that's left?
There's like a part of a hand. There's with talons. There's like part of a beak. Or do you have a beak?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like part of a beak. But it's been crunched and eaten pretty much entirely by the almost entirely by the basilisks.
Is there anything that would maybe be that would set this particular Aarakocra apart? Like, what I'm saying is, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say.
Akiri, you said that there aren't very many pigeons who have your curly hair. Is it a family trait, or do you know, like, I'm sorry if I'm being rude by asking this question, but do you know what causes the curly hair or the curly feathers to appear?
She's gonna grimace a little bit because it is a bit of a sore subject. She's gonna. It kind. Okay, yes, it's a family thing. My parents both have it, but they were escapees. It's not natural because it was bred into us.
Oh.
There's just a lot of not nice people in this world, and my parents came from some of them.
Your parents were not nice people?
No, they belonged to not nice people.
Oh.
When you say belonged,
Are they slaves?
They were more like pets.
that really makes Equitus kind of angry.
I see. But that might give us a clue as to where this particular person came from.
I say
Who?
you should probably take one of the rocks that has the defining pearls on it back with you in case you go back to like your council of elders or your family, so you can talk to them about it and have some proof.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Take some of those distinguishing feathers, or stone feathers. Remember the name something. Eckhart.
Yeah, make a copy of this. See if you can like. I have some paper in my bag. You can make a tracing of it, because it seems like if this is related to the prophecy that your elders have been giving you, you should probably let them know that this is here in case they want to send some more people to check it out, or if that helps them make a connection, like knowing that somebody in the Empire of Ebb knew about it. Yeah, I mean, this seems important to your people.
And having the feather rocks will only strengthen your claim that this is real.
Well, yeah, yeah. yeah, it might be a good idea. And so she's gonna pick up a. Also,
Alright.
can I can she search around? Can she search through it and see if she finds anything that might say how? I guess how long this has been.
Well, yeah. Make an investigation check.
Okay.
If it would help, I can try and assist.
Can he?
Sure. I'll give you advantage.
11, unfortunately.
Well, you look around and using the all of the similar scratchings on the walls, the similar graffiti first spotted by Equitus in the first room. This can't have been here all that long. No more than, maybe 100 years at the very most, but probably less than that. Just by the amount of dust build up and just the nature of this place. Certainly, it would have had to have been after the fall of the Veye Empire.
Okay, so like a long time in Aarakocra time, but like not very long in regular people times.
How long are Aarakocra lifespans?
About 30 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, listen, Akiri, I know, I don't know, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like we're willing to do whatever we need to help you out. I mean, this seems like it's pretty important.
Yeah, especially with that writing, because that means that there's something really bad happening, or going to happen.
And I mean, not to. I mean, even if it's just affecting Aarakocra, that's bad enough. But it sounds like it might be affecting more than just Aarakocra. It just may. I don't know.
Regardless, it's obviously something that's important to your people, and so
Obviously,
I'm glad that we were able to find it. I wish that we had a little more information about it, but maybe we'll find some more as we go through the dungeon.
She's gonna brighten up a little bit at that and be like, "Yeah, maybe. I hope so." But she's a little preoccupied, noticeably shaken.
Well, whatever happens next, we're here to support you.
We'll help you when the time comes.
She's gonna give Bref a hug and say thanks.
At least you have this name to go on.
Yeah.
All right, so onward.
Think so?
I guess so.
Bref, after you.
Oh, yes, let me take the lead once again. Oh, and I keep getting hung up on these actual walls. So I'm going to step along the left-hand wall here
Me too.
until I get to the door on the north end here.
I think your daughter just said, "Me too," when you said you get hung up on
She's my secret
walls.
secondary invisible character,
You're familiar.
Mini Breath.
Right
I'm
on.
gonna take a peek at this door and see if anything jumps out at me as like suspicious or weird about it.
When you step on the space in front of the door, there's a pressure plate that clicks, and there's these vents that open in the roof, and you hear this hiss, and you look up, expecting perhaps to see some kind of awful gas coming down at you. But all that comes out is
Whoops.
sand.
Oh, well, sand's not too bad.
It tumbles to the ground.
Don't eat it. It's poison sand.
All we had to eat was sand. Yeah, what?
Is the door locked?
How would you know? Well, there's only one way to find out.
Hey, bro.
Well, was there a knob on this door? How does it look like it opens?
There is a handle.
Who is the one with the good perception? Is that you, Akiri?
I'm going to go ahead and turn the handle
Maybe you
real quick here.
Just go body. We have to have like a body check person next to Bref at all times to prevent him from triggering traps.
I'll take on that responsibility. I also have a decent cure wounds in case anything goes.
So what happens? What did you do?
I think he
Well,
jiggled.
Yeah, I'm going to jiggle the handle, see if I can open the door.
The old rusty thing seems to snap off or crack in your hands.
Push on the door.
Bref, see if you can, push it open.
All right, I'm going to shove.
The door swings open to reveal another one of those runic circles. But
Well, there's
this
probably
one,
some giant scorpions or bone snakes or something gonna pop up when we come in here. So...
but this one is broken and not glowing.
About time. Alright.
Finally, a room that doesn't automatically kill us.
What's that in the corner? Is that a bow?
It is. It is a bow, a recurved short bow painted a bright blue and decorated with some metal bands.
Akiri's gonna poke her head in and be like, "Hey, Bella, found something you might want."
Intriguing. On a scale of 1 to 10, how cursed does it look?
It's bright blue, so take that as you will.
Sounds super cursed.
Do it anyway.
All right, I'll take it out. I'll take a look at it. Does somebody else want to go in the room first?
I got it!
As Bref steps into the room, nothing happens.
So I'm gonna step over to the bow and pick it up.
It seems quite well made. The bow itself is pristine. There's no string to it, though.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'll take it anyway.
You could always restring it. Like you could go somewhere and find one.
Oh yeah, when we get back into town.
I think I'm gonna step into the room and step into the room circle. See if anything
You do so. Something twitches inside your pack. There's a spark of magic that runs around the ring and then fizzles out like it's like a shorted electrical current.
Can I take out my pack and see what happened?
Your purple crown is glowing dimly.
Don't know any way to fix this. Interesting. Is there any sort of check I can do?
Make an Arcana check. There was definitely some kind of magical interaction that hinted at happening there, but you're not really familiar with your purple crown because it stays in your pack. Perhaps if you wore it while attacking.
Gotta use it when the time is right.
Or that.
You could always put it on.
I'll put it on and see if anything changes.
It's the circle tries to activate again. And just fizzles out.
And I guess if we end up fighting someone again in this dungeon, which I'm going to assume that we will, I'll use it and see if anything changes with the circle.
Okay.
I mean, we could also always, like, try not to reactivate the evil circle that summons demons.
I was kind of thinking that was a good
Yeah, I
idea.
fully support that course of action. Yeah, let's not do that.
Perhaps you also have in your notes some of the things about the Purple Crown. Now what?
Let's continue down this hallway.
Yeah, I'm just gonna completely kind of scratch out the circle if I can with my maul real quick, and then we'll continue down the hallway.
Using your maul, you smash it to bits, leaving nothing behind. No remainder of runes can be easily seen.
Well, it will not be missed. And then we'll, yeah, I'm happy to continue down ahead of the crowd. Not too far ahead.
Well, this is an odd room. Two chests, one on either side of the chamber, are each in a kind of a niche, on the left and right. On the far end of the chamber, against the wall, is a set of scales. They don't necessarily look all that functional, and they're definitely attached to the floor or the wall there. On either side of the scales are some ghostly images on the floor. On one side, there are some ghostly images of skulls, and on the other, some ghostly images of hands. Now revealed in your light.
What are the color dots?
ignore them for the moment. Well, okay, actually don't ignore them. That chest is open. And you can see there are some colored stones inside of it.
How heavy are they?
These are would fit in your hand.
Can I use mage hand to lift them?
From your current position, you cannot easily see them.
How about now?
Sure, I probably should have used an open chest for that one, shouldn't I? That would have been less confusing. But I don't know if I have that. Oh, here we go. Ah! Whatever, doesn't matter. It's open, you know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. Closing. I mean, deleting that. Yes. So you reach out with Mage Hand. Which stone do you pick up? They're kind of like the size, shape, and color of billiard balls. And they are fitted into hemispherical slots. 4 hemispherical slots in the chest.
I'm gonna pick up the green one.
Alright, you pick up the green one.
Then I'll bring it back.
You'll bring it back to you?
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, it's a spherical green rock.
Where's Cordy when you need her?
Lick it.
Oh, the echo made that so much worse.
No, I didn't expect that. That was so weird.
Can I use... Let me put the rock, like, in my actual hand and see if anything happens.
It feels smooth, it's cool to the touch. Nothing happens. Actually, wait, I take that back. One thing does happen. One of these ghostly hands vanishes.
Then let me use Mage Hand to put it back in the chest.
Okay, you slot it back in the chest? Where it was? Okay. The ghostly hand reappears. Yes, we know Haley is having trouble with her mic.
Sorry, a spider just ran across my...
And trouble with spiders.
You and the spider need to roll for initiative.
Does somebody else want to do something while Haley's dealing with this?
He would like to go and take a closer look at the other chest.
Okay. This chest is shut. It's also facing
Yeah,
the wall.
facing the wall. I'm gonna make a perception check from here first.
Okay. You take a long look at it. Go ahead and roll.
Okay, it looks fine. Really normal.
Probably fine.
It looks
On
identical to the other chest, except it appears to be shut.
On that highly confident note, I'm going to step forward and take a closer look.
is staying where she is because she has no good feelings about this. Actually, no, she's gonna take like one step forward.
It's a very sturdy-looking, steel-bound chest, almost identical to the other one.
All right. I am
Keeps
going.
using the word chest.
I'm gonna try to open it.
You
No,
pull on the
but
lid.
can I do?
It's locked.
Can I do another? Can I do another perception check to see if it's trapped?
That would be an investigation check.
Okay, that's better. Well, not necessarily.
You investigate it. You don't find any evidence of traps.
Well, this perfectly normal chest seems totally safe to open, so that's what I'm.
agree.
Ignoring that very bad sign, I'm going to go ahead and open it.
You pull on the lid. It does not budge. The chest appears to be locked tight.
You know, I wonder if Equitus's magic staff will open it. It did say it was a key.
You're going to have to take some time to convince Equitus to come into that room.
Equitus, there's some injustice over here.
Someone's being oppressed in this room.
The means of production are not being equally distributed.
Okay, I'll walk in there and I'll brandish the staff. Oh, I don't want to go that close to those skulls. Yeah, I'll brandish the staff at it and see if anything happens.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Does anyone have any lockpicking tools?
I mean, I have my maul.
I was gonna say we have two people with hammers. Let's just use those.
You look at your maul and you look at the chest. It might take a while to make a dent in this thing. It is extraordinarily sturdy looking and big.
What? What
Alright,
skill is lockpicking in 5th edition?
It's proficiency with a tool. So there are thieves' tools, and if you have proficiency in those, then you get to add your proficiency bonus when you make a lockpicking check.
Guys,
Got it.
Rogue. Like, good grief, we need a rogue really badly.
Man. Okay, so we got hand. Okay, tell me again about this room. We got the hands, we got the skulls. What was in between them again?
Looks like a set of scales, like a merchant's scales when you would go to market and buy some kind of goods, and turn over your money. They would weigh that against weights to make sure that things
what
were
we
equal.
need to do is find two of those gems that weigh the same and place them on the scale.
Seems
There's
legit.
probably some kind of a correct combination, maybe? I'm honestly not sure.
All right. Can I make a perception check to... This is one of those stupid scale puzzles. We have to figure out which of the gems weigh the same.
So obviously we take the gems out.
And I mean, that was just a guess, by the way. I mean, obviously.
But there's literally a scale over here.
I mean,
And there's these two hands. So what if we have to put the same weight of gems in each of the two hands? And once they weigh exactly equal, then this chest opens.
Okay.
Maybe. Or, alternatively, another weird thought is, do the gems look like they would fit in the eyeballs of the skulls?
All right, did you say those were images of skulls or actual skulls?
They look like ghostly ghostly forms, kind of almost just shadows on the floor.
Hey, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Why don't we take all the stones out of the chest and see what happens? Let's start there.
Why doesn't Breath take all the stones out of the chest and you stand
man.
behind him
Good idea.
I kind
with
of
a
like
healing
the
spell
mage.
ready?
I kind of like the mage hand idea.
Or that.
Too late.
But Haley is doing real life battle with a spider, so we have to wait for her to defeat Shelob and then we're going to be ready.
He's battling Shalom.
I mean, yeah, you have my permission to use my mage hand, or that I'm using mage hand.
I am unclear on if anyone is doing anything right now.
I think Breath.
Yeah, Breath is currently grabbing all four stones out of the chest. From right to left, if it matters.
He's grabbing all 4 stones. Okay, each time he picks one up, okay, after he picks them up, all the skulls and hands disappear. They flicker out.
Oh no.
Put him back, Breath.
Okay, no. Let's put the stones on the scales now and see what happens. I think that might be the best way to go about it.
You bring them over and realize they don't really fit. They wouldn't really fit on the scales. They're too big. The scales are small, you know, or the bowl is small. You might be able to cram one on there, but it's not. It's clearly like it doesn't fit very well. It's not designed for it.
So, I mean, approximately like bigger than a fist, smaller than a fist. How large are these stones?
About the size of a fist.
I'm going to take out a gold piece and plop it on one of the scales and see if anything happens.
You're looking more closely at the scales right now than anyone has so far. It kind of clinks on there. The scales don't move, and you look around back and you realize they're bolted to the wall. These are non-functional scales. They're just decorative.
Well, I'm very disappointed in the quality of these scales. I'm going to put back the Yellowstone.
Okay. There is a flickering where the hands and skulls were appearing. But they don't quite... It's like they're not quite there.
I'm going to take out the Yellowstone and put in the Redstone.
Same thing.
Same thing for blue.
I had to pull the scales off because they were interfering with me. Okay. Sorry. Could you tell me what you're doing again? First you put in the Yellowstone on the left. Then what?
Then I did the red, and now I'm doing the blue. Each by themselves.
Okay. Each time there's more flickers of the skulls and hands. And then you put the green one in?
Yeah, I'll do the green one by itself as well.
Oh, by itself. So you remove the other stones first. All right, you each time... Okay, you get the same result. It flickers. And they don't quite appear.
Well, friends, I'm stumped.
Alright, can we try putting them all back in at once? And then maybe see if we can try grabbing, like, the ghostly things? See if they're corporeal.
Okay, what are you doing?
All the stones back in the chest.
Okay, where are they? Are they in their slots?
I suppose so, yeah.
Okay.
Are the slots the same shape, or they're
Yep.
an octagon and a diamond and a
No, they're all the same
hexagon
shape.
Oh, interesting. I don't know if I would remember what the original order was.
Well, what's the order you're putting them in now?
I was gonna say it might be an order thing. I had a thought.
Red, yellow, green, blue.
Red, yellow, green, blue. As you slot them in, there's a kind of a click and a creak. And the ghostly images finally fully appear. But they're different now. Or there's different numbers of them. They flicker into being.
I'm gonna go up and try and touch the ghostly hand.
Your hand passes through it like a ghost.
Hey, Brev, can I get you to switch the green and the blue around?
Sure thing. And I do that thing.
You swap the green and the blue. As they click into place, the ghostly hand disappears, and another skull appears.
Does that do anything?
That's what it does.
Okay. Alright, now, Brev, switch the yellow and the red.
I do that thing too.
You swap the yellow and the red. As those click into place, one of the skulls disappears and one of the ghostly hands reappears.
I know the green one was in the third position. Because that's the one I grabbed, so it's one I focused the most on. So switch the blue and the green again.
Are you gonna do that, Breff?
I didn't make out the details, but
She wanted you to switch the blue and the green again.
Go for it.
All right, you swap the blue and the green stones. Only I have to change their sizes first for some reason. And one of the ghostly hands reappears, and one of the skulls disappears.
Alright, now switch the red and the blue.
That was the original.
I'd switch the red and the blue.
All right. As those click into place, the hands and skulls flash with light. And as that fades, a ghostly chest shimmers into view and becomes solid and not ghostly.
Well, this doesn't solve the problem of the other chest.
Does not. It might
That
just give
chest-
us another problem.
That chest pops open.
Oh,
It does solve the problem.
what
Ins-
jumps out and bites me?
Inside, set into is set into slots are 4 stone pegs Stand by. Boop.
Do they have colors?
They do.
Ooh. So
I'm going to check out this weird new chest.
can we pull all the pegs out?
They don't seem to be removable. Oh, actually, no, wait. I take it back. Yes. If you pull the pegs out, the chest that Bref is trying to open turns into a ghost chest and disappears.
Where'd it go?
Oh my god, what Kirsten just wrote in the chat.
Kate, you're the best.
I have no regrets.
Okay. Bref, I assume you're going to allow Bref to open the chest finally?
Well, let's put the pegs back in the order we found them.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait. Let's do the opposite way that they are. So like when you're doing it left to right, it's red, green, blue, yellow.
Okay, so you move the pegs around?
Yeah.
This isn't going to end up getting confusing.
Okay, that seems to reset everything. After you set the pegs in, that chest slams itself shut. The chest fades back. The chest in the middle fades back into ghostliness, and is gone. And some hands and skulls appear. But rather than me doing all of that right now,
That sounds good.
unless you really, really want me to.
No.
Okay.
So, I think what we learned from last time is just pull those out and then put them right back in the order.
Yeah, you put them back in the order, and the chest comes back, and then what?
Then I open it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll on the random treasure table.
That's where I get my kicks.
I get that reference. Or that reference, if you will.
Oh my.
I get my own George Takei.
Inside is a strange brass rod.
Like a fishing rod?
No. More like or maybe like a wand. Of curious construction.
That should be like the name of this entire freaking dungeon of curious construction.
There it is.
Dude, that looks like the shaft of a lightsaber.
Gonna
Yeah, I
say
got my
this is
lightsaber now. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like something is supposed to plug into the top.
Oh crap! It's a sonic screwdriver. Oh, we pissed off the doctor.
Can I go over to the
You pick it up, and there seems to be an inscription.
Okay, what languages does everyone know?
Depends on what that language is.
Equitus can read this again.
Oh my god, more demon
So
stuff.
what or something.
Hey.
It's not against you, it's just, broadly speaking, demons are, is it okay to say evil? Is that politically correct?
Actually, wait, maybe you can't.
Wait, what language is it?
It looks like the inverse. You know how, like, various languages can use, like, the same sort of script but be totally different?
So you're saying it's celestial?
No.
Really?
It uses a similar, kind of thing to Auran.
Oh, can I, like, kind of, almost sort of make it out?
It's a totally different language. It's almost like the inverse.
I at least make out, like, what's in there.
Okay.
Huh?
I'm out of stuff.
Can I, kind of make out what the sounds are or something?
Not really. It just looks like it's in the same family of languages.
Okay. So,
Sorry. Go ahead.
alright, so it's probably from one of the astral planes. Because Auran is from the airplane. It's the language of the airplane. So it might be Earth. It could very well be Earth.
That does seem likely.
So hey, another thing we could take to the Sword Wings. I bet they can do it.
I know Belle and I have comprehend languages, and we can read writing if we touch it. The only problem is I don't have any spell slots left, so I can't cast it, and Bella had to go feed the baby.
Ritual, maybe? Wait, could you do it as a ritual?
How long does it take?
10 minutes.
I think we can chill for 10 minutes and let you ritual that up.
All right. You take 10 minutes. It's now you guys are all getting very sleepy in game as possibly out of game. It's it's like 4 a.m. in game. And you are able to then read, your eyes twinkle with the magical power. You are able to read any script, and you are able to understand the meaning of this text. Which says this. I put it in the chat.
Would that ring any bells for me, possibly? As an Aarakocra who freaking hates anything Earth-aligned?
I thought you were going to say as an Aarakocra who eats worms.
You hate things that are Earth-aligned?
Yeah, that's part of the Aarakocra thing.
Okay. I don't know that your hatred would give you greater understanding.
I'm thinking of, like, stories or something. Like, stories that would be passed down.
Aarakocra despise things that crawl on the ground on their bellies. That includes any kind of worms, whatever the spelling.
Right. So she's
So-
gonna look mildly revulsed, or
Okay.
yeah, repulsed.
Both.
Yeah.
That's a little bit racist.
She's gonna like give you a little bit of a look, but she's gonna keep her mouth shut on this.
I think I'm just gonna stash it in my bag and keep it because maybe it's another army thing.
All right, stash that in your pack. Sure. Roll an investigation check. You might have to look more closely at it when you have take a short rest.
Can I make a suggestion? Considering we've been in this dungeon for what feels like about 10 weeks, why don't, without as much as getting off our feet, why don't we take a long rest? This seems like as safe a room as we've been in.
Yeah, definitely the safest one we've found so far.
Well, what about the one with the giant chomping mouth?
You go to that one, bro.
No.
Or the flaming hell portal.
Right. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but I could.
The room with the shuttable door with the broken rune circle, because then we could even barricade the door somewhat.
Okay, that's an even better idea. Anybody disagree? Anybody want to do something else?
I'm fine.
Then let's go to our bedroom.
All right. Barricading the door in this room will certainly keep you safe. I'm not even going to roll for wandering monsters. So, you wedge the door shut with something? Because the handle is broken.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly would be a good fit.
Got any iron spikes?
How about dragging one of those chests in here with us and put it on the other side of the door?
I do have a belaying pin.
I was gonna say we could use like a staff or something to like wedge it, like sideways across, like at an angle across the door.
What are you using?
I was gonna say like a staff, maybe if someone has one, they can use. Actually, I think I have one. Should I think of it?
You're really quiet all of a sudden, Am.
That's because I'm an idiot and I'm covering up the speakers of my phone with my thumb.
Okay.
I think I was gonna say we could use it to like wedge it against the door frame, like either side of the door frame, like diagonally, and see if that.
You're not sure how effective that'll be, but you can certainly put a stick there. Did you guys want to drag one of the chests over?
I mean, how heavy are they?
Pretty heavy.
Okay. How about... Yeah, let's do that, Breath. I'll help you drag it over.
Let's do it.
The two of you drag the chest over there, grinding it along the ground, and wedge it up against the door. It would certainly take a second for even something strong to push through that without knowing
it would wake us up,
it was there.
if nothing else.
Mm-hmm. So, then you go to sleep. You guys rest.
Are we doing not gonna worry about it.
Oh, are you doing watches?
What do we think?
I think we should definitely do watches.
I mean, I think in game we wouldn't have been told by a supernatural force who controls our fate
That he wasn't
that
going to
we
roll
wouldn't
random
have to worry
encounter.
about monsters. So I think we would still do watches.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, we've encountered so many random zombies and snakes and stuff in here. Also, who's to say that this magic circle isn't going to activate again in the middle of the night?
I agree.
All right.
I'll keep first watch.
I'll do first watch with Equitas as well.
Okay. Your guys' watches passes uneventfully.
Oh,
Is that 2 hours of watch?
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. It's now 9 a.m. Or 7 a.m. In game. Who's next?
I will.
All right. You watch for 2 more hours. Okay. Who's next after Mavra?
I'll go next.
All right. And you watch for 2 hours. Okay. And then everybody else.
I can go next.
All right. So it is very much the next day. You really never heard a sound, except for distant shifting of stone and sand. Your door being wedged shut perhaps helped in reduce the risk of some wandering monster coming by. Not eliminating the risk, but reducing it. You are able to wake up the next... it's barely still morning. You guys had a lot of ground to make up in terms of sleeping. But you were able to wake up the next day, and you are rested. Those of you with items that have charges that you got from the Dragon's Hoard, increase the charges by 1. Or you regain 1 charge, I should say.
Alright, can I do a little bit of spell housekeeping on Akiri's end real quick? And I'll spend like 20 or 30, I think it's like 40 minutes. No. Yeah, it's like 20 or 30 minutes in prayer and switch my spells around this.
Indeed. So while you're doing that, what are the rest of you doing?
I suppose
Practicing my
move the rest
bagpipes.
out of the way.
Sorry, she's practicing her bagpipes. What is Bref doing?
Moving the chest and out of the way of the door.
Oh, okay. You drag the chest to the side. Anybody else?
I don't think I have anything to really do.
All right. Once everybody's completed their barely still morning tasks, what would you guys like to do? You've healed up, and you have regained probably all your hit dice if you have any camping gear.
Sorry, my phone just restarted, so do we get spell slots back?
You get all your spell slots back. You have regained your magical efficacy.
Did somebody pick up the lightsaber?
I did.
Okay, just making sure.
FYI, ignore what I'm putting in chat. I'm trying to remove thaumaturgy.
Okay.
So, wind gusts.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to take it off of my sheet, but I don't know how.
Why are you trying to take it off of your sheet?
but I'm switching it around.
Isn't it a cantrip?
Oh, I can't do. I can't switch it.
Correct.
I think. Does she have to prepare cantrips?
If
Or are they
you
just
are talking about preparing them, that's the red dots.
No, I'm saying because it's like I can switch my. From what I understand, as a cleric, I can switch my spells around whenever I want,
Okay, so not cantrips.
but not cantrips. Okay, cool. Never.
You can prepare a number of spells per day equal to your wisdom modifier plus half your level. Is that right? Or plus your level? Just straight up plus your level.
And then plus the 2
Domain spells?
plus the 2 domain spells.
Which are always prepared.
Right, so I can have 7 total known spells. But I don't know about...
What about... There's a difference between known and prepared. Do you know what the difference is?
Not entirely.
Oh, wait. Known and prepared... Yeah, no. You know all your spells as a cleric.
Right, I know all the cleric spells.
Right.
The ones I have... But I can have...
Okay.
I can have, like... Crap, I can have, like, 8 spells prepared.
Well, what's your wisdom modifier? 4. So...
Right.
So 6 spells.
Yeah, plus the
plus
2.
2. So 8.
Don't count again. Don't
Okay.
count again.
Cool. So you don't need to delete the spells from your spell book. You just use the red dots to show that they're prepared.
Right. I just wanted to switch out one of my cantrips, but I'm not sure I can do that.
That's
Can
against the rules.
Okay, cool.
I
Never
think.
mind. I have.
All right. Moving on. What are you guys doing next?
I think we should go down the other unexplored passage.
Agreed. I think there's really only one left, isn't there?
As far as I know, it's the one north of the arrows.
There's the one with the closed door, and then past that, and past the little pink guys.
Okay, I heard part of that, and I know that there's the one above the carpet with there's that, and then there's the locked door or the closed door.
I forgot to have you guys, as you emerge, roll a new perception roll as you come out of this room.
Oh no, Equitas!
Oh well.
We have been getting a lot of crits this session. I'm just gonna... just a lot of crits.
Okay. Bref didn't notice it when he was at the scales, but Akiri and Mavra and Bella all wonder if they noticed something, a difference in the stone wall behind the scales nearby.
Like what kind of a difference?
Like a hairline crack or something. Like there's something there. Some odd stonework.
I say we go investigate the thing.
Yeah, totally.
All right. Describe what you're doing, Mavra and Akiri and Bella.
We're we're gonna go look at the thing.
We're rolling perception checks and assisting each other.
Yup.
Well, you already rolled perception.
Investigation.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, go ahead. Who's taking the lead? Who's
Not
going to
me.
be feeling these hairline cracks with their fingers?
Mabra,
Getting
how's your
assisted.
investigation going?
Looks like Mavra got a 16.
Wait. Let me look something up real quick.
Okay.
Nope, never mind. You should take the pink dot off of me.
Ah, yes. So it only lasts
Just
10
wanted to
minutes.
make sure, but that is long gone.
Mavra, you have found a secret door.
Nice.
Good job, us.
You have felt these hairline cracks in this sort of square above the scales.
So do we want to go in here?
Nope.
Oh, am I the only one that realized that it's a secret
You
door?
just investigated it.
So we have a secret door here.
Ooh, let's check it out. Let's open it up. What's inside?
Are you opening it?
I guess so.
Okay. You push on the stone square, and it gives way, bending backwards to reveal a secret passageway, rather short secret passageway, into this room.
Oh shit. Oh shit, what's up?
I'll probably have to move you through the wall if you want to go through there.
I'll go in.
Another sleeping person.
What is up with all these sleeping people? Unless this one's dead. And then...
They're sleeping perchance to dream.
Can I come in too? Thank you.
Yeah, Breath would happily go in there as well.
I guess it could also come down there too.
Can I roll a perception check on this guy?
Perception?
Or investigation?
There is a man on the floor, sleeping. Seems different from the elven woman in that she was so perfectly composed, as if she intended to go to sleep. He has collapsed with a pile of papers falling out of his bag. His cloak tumbled beneath him. Barefoot, his spectacles scattered on the ground. On the northern end of the room is a big stone table piled up with scrolls and writing implements. And maps and other things.
Can I go check it out?
Certainly. All of it is written in strange languages and has diagrams that don't make any sense.
Do I know what languages they are in?
I mean, it's not immediately obvious.
Well, Bella and I should probably ritual cast comprehend languages on it.
Yeah.
You are able to do so this day. This causes all the writings to appear legible, like you could make out the sounds that they make. But it must be written in some sort of code, because they're random jumbles of words and sounds that don't mean anything. At least at your... I assume you guys are casting the spell and looking over it, and you're just looking at what's on top.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is a man, a human man, that's quote unquote asleep on
a bearded human man lying on like bunch of parchment and holding a book.
How about his clothes? How old do they look?
Well, he's barefoot, as you can see. Hard to tell. They're really more rags than anything.
Should we wake him up?
We could try.
Maybe.
Hey, buddy! Are you alright? I shout loudly into his face.
He doesn't even move.
It's gonna be one of those.
I think he's really tired.
Maybe we should carry him out? Maybe he's under... I'm beginning to wonder if there's some kind of, like, area spell that was cast.
Probably.
I mean, so...
Haley, can you hold your phone up so we can hear you? Some of them look like they might have been taken from the desk. They are also written in this strange script and code. Others have common on them, and things, looks like translations of parts of this. Maybe trying to work out the code. Out
of curiosity, what is the original language or the original alphabet, maybe, that the code is written in?
The original alphabet is using the infernal alphabet.
And if I look at it, being a tiefling who speaks infernal, it doesn't make any more sense to me.
Not really. I mean, it's a code.
Right.
It might as well be like A, B, 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 F, 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 C, 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 C.
Okay. I'm gonna nudge this guy with my toe with an eldritch blast at the ready.
All right. Shadow magic crackles between his fingers.
Oh fuck.
Your fingers.
Oh, okay. That's a big difference. And nudging it with my toe, he doesn't stir, it doesn't wake him up.
He doesn't move.
Okay. Then I'll put the Eldritch Blast away.
Okay.
This guy's really asleep. And I kind of like Bella's idea of it when we leave here, which probably is going to be not too... I don't know. When we leave here, maybe taking him with us.
Now, I am describing you guys, like, nobody's, like, touching anything except for touching the guy with your foot, right? Like...
So far.
so far.
So far, yeah. What I'm describing is just you looking at the top papers on all of these piles.
Yeah, we had to touch the papers in order to try and interpret them. So we just touched the papers. And
Okay, but you're not like moving them around or doing like an investigation or something. Okay.
And that, I mean, it looks like there's two things up there on that north wall, like a scroll and a table or something. Is that
Yeah.
They checked everything up there, right?
They've looked at it.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'm really interested in all that stuff. That's...
You know what? I'm gonna pick up this man and see if there's anything beneath him.
He's just slumped over in your arms. Not stirring at all. There's the only things beneath him are more papers.
On the masthead.
The book, drops from his fingers.
what language is the book in?
The book is written in Common.
What's the title?
The title reads A History of Ciphers.
Well, that
Seems
looks
useful.
important.
I say we gather up everything we can from the room and then also track the guy out, I guess.
I heard you.
Yeah.
I did not.
She said, take everything.
Including the guy.
Agreed.
Okay. You pick up all the
Well,
papers.
I already have the guy.
You're just dragging him around. You already have the papers, or rather, you gather up the papers, the diagrams, the strange writing in coded infernal script. So you're just picking them up without looking at them further?
Well, I mean,
I would like to see. I'd like to see if he has the same tattoos,
Nope,
like the chains.
he does not.
But no.
yeah, I mean, I think Breff would mostly be concerned about, does he appear to be injured in any way, obvious way? And if he doesn't appear to be hurt, then he would just carry him wherever the party heads next.
No, he seems totally unharmed. Except for some deep rings around his eyes. Or under his eyes.
Well, I mean, sleeping for that long is going to make you pretty tired.
So we picked up everything in this room, literally, including the guy that was in here?
Sounds like it.
Okay, then I guess we should go to our next place of investigation.
Alright, whoever's taking those papers, make a note of it on your character sheet.
Who has them?
I can take him.
So, out of character DM question, the door, the stairs way to the south, there's this blank space. I believe you said that was just a wall, correct?
Yeah.
So, it seems like there's really only that one door.
That's what I'm thinking. Other than the stairs, but yeah.
Oh,
Just-
yeah.
Have we tried to touch the sword that's down here? Directly south of us?
I like sword.
I think we just decided to nope out of there.
I'll get the sword.
Okay, we should get ready to fight Luke.
Yeah, Kiri will follow like 10 feet or so behind him.
I mean, yeah. When we open that door, we should be ready to unleash hell.
No, he's just talking about grabbing the sword down there next to the lizard.
Sword next to the lizard.
I don't know what lizard you're talking about.
The guys in the blue rings. We're talking about the room beneath us.
Those are
Direct-
strange bearded things, and their beards are moving as they
Was it
stare
the
with
scepter,
hatred
the-
pupilless eyes.
And I thought that was the scepter. Maybe I'm wrong.
We're talking about this elven-made sword.
Oh, my bad. I was wrong. I
Well, I'm
kinda
gonna go
like
get the
swords,
sword.
and I've been looking for a sword. Okay.
All right, as you guys are sifting through the papers and filing them away, Bref goes and grabs the sword.
I'm following like 10 feet behind him, so I'm like out of the way if something bad happens, but I'm like right behind him in case something.
I'm sure everything will be fine.
Yes, Breath, I'm sure. Just like everything else in this.
The bearded creatures step out of their runic circles and attack.
Well, that could have gone better.
we will start next session with roll initiative.
Well, that's lovely.
All right.
Do we know
well,
what kind of sword that is? Like is it a long sword?
it's a long
or
sword. It's a long
It's
sword.
a long sword. Okay.
Well, that's it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for playing. We almost finished the dungeon, Emily. Came this close.
Where my character is very close to
Your character's very close to what?
freaking out. She's been underground way too
Indeed. Next session will certainly be an interesting one. Our interesting start. I gotta head to bed, so I'm just gonna say we're gonna turn off the stream now. Good night. Thank you, the man with no screen name, and everybody else who watched, and whoever watches this later. Thank you very much for checking it out. Good night to you folks, and thank you to all these wonderful, wonderful players for making this game so awesome. Bye-bye.